Hi, my name is Luigi Gonzalez, and my husband loves my husband's lover.
Hi, I'm Vid Harper, and I'm the husband that loves my husband's lover.
I am a writer and filmmaker based in Los Angeles, originally from the Philippines. Most queer Filipinos may know me as the writer of the short film Basaan. I moved here in 2016 to pursue my degree in screenwriting. And while I was here, I met my husband and we got married.
Hi.
And now I'm here.
I'm also a fellow screenwriter, although we did not meet in school. Before I met you, I can say my knowledge of the Philippines was Imelda Marcos, a woman who has a lot of shoes.
Believe me, I was not impressed when Imelda Marcos was the only thing you knew about the Philippines.
Which I do have to say, and babe, you can back me up on this. I'm not someone that immerses themselves in other cultures or anything like that, but I'm definitely someone who likes various things from around the world. My music taste is global. My TV shows that I watch are around the world.
You get interested by specific things.
And a lot of those things are from around the world.
From all over the world. You don't have a... there is no preference.
Right.
Your verse.
Oftentimes I can surprise someone with the random thing that I'm into from wherever they're from. And when you told me you were Filipino, I was like, crap, I've got nothing.
Yeah.
But that has changed.
Yeah, that all has changed. And it actually has very little to do with me.
The funny thing is neither of us can remember how I got into it. I'm pretty sure the way this show came up in discussion was I am someone who is really into soap operas. Unironically love soap operas. And I've watched a bunch of American soap operas, of course. I'm got really into British soap operas. There's a South African soap I used to watch. You probably said offhandedly, there's a gay Filipino soap. And before you even finished talking, I was like, I found it. And
yeah, it's on YouTube.
I'm watching it. Stop talking.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are not familiar with this soap opera or this, do they use the term soap opera in the Philippines?
Telenovela.
So they use the term telenovela.
Or no, serie.
What is it?
Serie, series.
Okay, so here's my question. In America, at least, we have a separation of a dramatic series like, I don't know.
You have a seseparation of soap and primetime drama.
Do you?
No.
Okay, so if it's not a comedy, it is a...
No, yeah, if it's not a sitcom, it is a serie. It is a teleserye.
Okay. So the reason why I would qualify this as a soap and not just a primetime drama is, first of all, the high melodrama.
Yeah. Everyone drops things.
There's a lot of dropping.
There's a lot of slow-mo dropping.
There's a lot of slow-mo dropping. We'll get to that. Yeah. But also it's on every single day, Monday through Friday.
Yes.
And soaps are a daily thing.
Yes, while primetime dramas are weekly. Yes.
Great. Now that we have that sorted out, let me give a quick plot description of My Husband's Lover for those who are not familiar or need a refresher. My Husband's Lover tells the story of Vincent and Lolly. On the surface, these two seem to have the perfect marriage, but Vincent is harboring a secret from his wife and pretty much everyone else in his life. He's gay. When Eric, Vincent's best friend from high school, who he had a secret relationship with, returns to the picture, Vincent begins an affair that could cost him everything. Babe, could you talk about the cast?
So the main three is Carla Abellana. What I know her from prior to this was she was in another primetime soap called Rosalinda, which was a Filipino remake of a Mexican, I think, soap. And she was the romantic lead, and Jeff Eigenman was the dude. I don't remember her other projects between those two, but I do remember that My Husband's Lover was like a comeback for her. She returns to primetime. Like Carla Abellana returns to primetime TV. Dennis Trillo, I feel like of the three, I feel like he has the most mileage at that point. He is the more household name of the three at that point. And for Tom Rodriguez, I believe this was his breakout role. The other biggest cast member, other than the three, was Kula Desma, who played the main guy's mother. She is primarily a singer, and she always has like a performance at the music museum. Like when driving down EDSA, which is the main highway in Manila, you'll always see a billboard, a poster, Kula Desma at the music museum, or something to that effect. Like,
we'll be talking about her in some later episodes.
Yeah, you could say that she is like a Barbara Streisand caliber. Kula Desma is one of the first divas of the Philippines. Solo woman in fabulous dress in front of a mic is like a musical genre of its own in the Philippines. They're not songwriters. They're not pop girlies. They are a woman in a fabulous dress in front of a mic. Diva.
And she does have an incredible voice. If you've never heard her sing, as soon as you're done with this episode, go on Spotify or Apple Music, listen to one of her songs. She's incredible.
KUH, Ledesma.
This show ran on the GMA network from June 10th, 2013 to October 18th, 2013. Filipino soaps use the novella formula, which is designed to last only a few months and are written to have a conclusion, unlike soaps in America where they can run for decades with no plans to end. My favorite soap was on for 54 years, As the World Turns, RIP. I wanted to stress this because I don't want people to think that the show only lasting 4 months means it failed. It was actually
quite the opposite. Yeah. It is pretty groundbreaking, and and this is all coming from someone who never watched the show. Like, when a show is doing well, everyone is talking about it. It's not just that the ad bombing from networks, because like you can do that with anything. You can do that with anything you're promoting. However, the way it found itself within the zeitgeist, like everyone was talking about it. The show came out in 2013. In 2014, I shot Basaan. The central plot is a guy returning home to his hometown, where he runs into like an ex-boyfriend to be. While we were shooting the kissing scene in the alley, a lot of the crew members, you don't give the script to all the crew members. So when we were shooting the kissing scene, I could hear the crew members behind us after the director yelled cut. They were like, "Oh, this is like my husband's lover. I didn't know this was like my husband's lover." I believe it like opened a lot of doors. It shattered a lot of preconceptions. So yes, this was the first time a gay character or characters are romantic leads in a teleserye. It was also the first time that a gay relationship was central to the plot. Like it was the drama. It was the will they or won't they? Will he or won't he? It also helped chip away at gay stereotypes.
What do you mean? Like, before this show, how were gays usually shown on film and television in the Philippines?
Depictions of gays on TV. Not only do you not see them falling in love, it's always the like borderline mincing, limp-wristed, like sometimes they would knot their shirt so it'll give it like a midriff thing. Also, a lot of straight actors mincing as gay characters. Also, there were gay shows before this. There was a gay magazine show called Out, and this was also on GMA7. Like, I loved the show, but I remember it ending very, very soon in its run because advertisers were pulling out. Show business is a business. If there are no sponsors, you can't make things.
Why do you think My Husband's Lover was different?
I think it's just someone had a good idea. Someone had a very risky idea. It could be that maybe the pink peso was gaining traction. Like the ups with all the money in the companies are starting to see, oh, hey, gay adults have a lot of disposable income. They do not have kids. And so that's like a new market to have.
And this show did pander to the gay audience. We will get to that in future episodes, but it goes beyond just the show.
Yeah.
Do you think that the cast had anything to do with its ability to survive? With that queer magazine show, that's going to be predominantly queer people.
Yeah.
This show, there were prominent actors linked to this. So unlike a magazine show that is really only going to appeal to the queer audience, this show can appeal to a broader audience because of the star appeal.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
And also it must be, I'm assuming, to see, there must have been something exciting or at least captivating for an audience to see Dennis play gay.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, in a prior show, I think he either played a stripper or there was a scene where he strips, like he strip dances. That is very appealing, not just to women. It actually is appealing primarily to gay men. And I think in that scene, he was trying to seduce a male character. I could be wrong.
What I'm really interested in hearing is, you grew up gay in the Philippines. Mm-hmm. What was that like?
You've seen pictures of me in college.
Yeah, I've seen not just pictures, but like videos of you before you moved to America, and you carried yourself differently.
Yeah.
Not only did you look different, it's hard to explain, but you stood differently.
I had a slouch that I'm still trying to correct. I think the mentality was like, I didn't want to be seen. Mm-hmm. And now I do, but like the slouch really fucked my back up.
Oh,
and yeah, so when I moved here and like friends would come to visit, when a friend of mine came over and saw like the difference in me within like 2 years of like not seeing me, he was like, "You seem gayer." And I was like, "Well, I am gay." And he was like, "No, but that's not like I didn't mean that like as a bad thing. You are your true self." It's a lot of very passive aggressive. I'm talking about like my attitude towards everyone else as well as everyone's attitude towards me. It's very passive aggressive. I want to say everyone knew before I came out, but everyone was like sort of pussyfooting around the issue. Mm-hmm. When the topic of me settling down, having a family of my own, if it was even mentioned, they would try to like push me towards like women. Also, the line between gay and trans, very, very thin. The concept of gay and trans, not separate, at least back then. And growing up, it was even like in schools when they were discussing it, the politically correct term that teachers would use, not homosexual, not gay, but the politically correct term that they try to sugarcoat it with is ikatlong kasarian, which translates to the third gender.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was not anything that I couldn't handle. And I had a very supportive family, but it was very, when you think about it now, like you don't realize how like deep it cuts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the way Armando talks about gays on the show.
Armando is one of the characters on the show.
Yeah, very, very triggering. Like my dad was never as bad as Armando when it comes to talking about gays, but he does show when he does show like the slightest bit of homophobia, like I retreat further back. It was not until I was 28 before I came out to my family. I definitely made sure that by the time I came out to my parents, I was like, I at least had like financial footing. Mm-hmm. Like just in case like it goes south, like I would be fine. But yeah, also the gay rights movement in the Philippines, although very strong, even like no matter how strong the gay pride movement is, they do encounter a lot more hurdles than like you would here.
Here being America?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no gay marriage, gay adoption, even. Like there's no gay marriage, no gay adoption. There are no special protections for like any harm that comes to the LGBTQ community.
There is no anti-discrimination laws on the basis of sexual orientation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to say there's no separation of church and state, but this is a very Catholic country, and we do like Holy Week the entire week is a holiday. The Philippines is also one of the only countries aside from the Vatican where divorce is not legal.
To put this into perspective to the Americans listening, when I went to the Philippines with my husband, we went to a theme park and we were there on a Sunday, and that theme park had mass.
Yeah.
There's church at the theme park, and it is not a religious theme park.
Yeah.
It's not like Bible Land or something. So that's the environment.
Yeah.
Great theme park, though.
Amazing theme park.
As an American, if you watch My Husband's Lover, and that's the only concept you have of the Philippines, it makes it feel like being gay in the Philippines is something that has to be hidden. And I didn't feel that when I was there. We actually had, because marriage is not legal there, but we did have a commitment ceremony there. We had our ceremony in a very public place, and our photographer and videographer were having us hold hands, kiss, and I never felt the need to watch over my shoulder or look around. And I'm not someone that is blissfully unaware of things. I'm always on the lookout. Oddly enough, the only time I ever felt in the Philippines in regards to being gay that something was not quite right
was at a gay bar. We were at a very popular bar in Manila. It was a great show. There was a great drag performance. I had a great time. But the thing that stood out to me was how everyone was dressed. In America, at a gay club, I don't know if this term exists in the Philippines. Does the term peacocking exist in the Philippines? Will they know what that means? I think they can gather like from context clues.
Okay. So basically everyone's competing to stand out.
Yeah.
In a gay bar in America, they want to be noticed. So they are wearing flashy clothes. They're showing a lot of skin, very short shorts, tank tops. In the Philippines, it was very jeans and t-shirt.
Yeah. And for a country that's like
very hot,
very humid.
I remember saying to you at the place, it feels like at any moment cops are going to walk in and we're all going to have to pretend to be straight.
Yes. Well, because that is a bar that would never happen. But there are gay bars that still get raided.
Really?
Yeah.
Rated for what?
Indecency. Like if a matcha dancer were to drop trow completely, show it all, I think it would be considered public indecency.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how we're going to do this is every episode we're going to recap an episode of My Husband's Lover. There are two ways to watch this show. The way it was aired and the way it's on YouTube are edited differently. The way it aired 94 episodes, and on YouTube it's 50. They combine them. We're going to be doing this the way it aired, but I will let you know what episodes to watch on YouTube if you want to follow along. Also, and this really gets me, obviously when it aired on TV, it had no English subtitles. The DVD does not have English subtitles. The YouTube version sort of has subtitles. The first 10 episodes have English subtitles. And literally, I think it's the 10th episode, literally in the middle of the episode, the subtitles just stop. And then there's no more subtitles for the rest of the series, which the first time I was watching this was so devastating because I don't know the language and I was livid. Luckily, I was far enough into the series where I already knew all the characters and who they were, so I was able to continue watching. And then I rewatched it again, and this time I knew more Filipino. I had been with you longer. I had actually been to the Philippines. I am not fluent in any way, shape, or form. I cannot carry a conversation, but they speak enough Tagalog.
Yeah. Taglish is
that's what they call it?
yeah,
Taglish? Taglish?
Yeah.
So they speak enough Taglish, and then I know enough Filipino words to where very rarely did I ever have to get you and say, like, what's happening in this scene? I'm lost.
Yeah. Although you did still, for some scenes.
I said very rarely. I didn't say I didn't. God, throw me a bone here, will you?
No, because the image of you walking down with the laptop, with your laptop in hand, like, babe.
Our office is downstairs, and he was down there working, and I literally walked down the stairs with my laptop and just went, am I understanding this right? So maybe this podcast will encourage GMA to finish the subtitles on YouTube. Anyways, we're going to start with episode 1, and episode 1 is also episode 1 on YouTube. It's a longer episode. Most of the time, an episode is about 20 something minutes. This episode is over 40. It's about 45 minutes, I think. So episode 1 is video 1 on YouTube. So let's get into this, because in one episode, we have like 13 years of story to cover. Yeah. So, okay. The series opens up in 2003 as Lolly is walking down the aisle. It's a beautiful wedding, but she explains through voiceover that her mother, Sandra, is not there.
It was raining on her wedding day.
But it was pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was also raining on her wedding day. There were a lot of ironic weddings in the Philippines just because of how the weather is. I'm talking ironic, the Alanis Morissette song.
It then flashes back to 1991. Sandra is on a job interview where she is told that she is unqualified, specifically due to her lack of education. At home, all Sandra can serve her 2 young children is plain rice. Young Lolly isn't having it, but Ate Evelyn convinces her to use her imagination. This upsets Sandra so much that she runs into her bedroom, puts on a red dress, and says she's going out to make money.
Yes.
Yeah, I have some questions.
Okay. I just want to say, that red dress, it was giving Powerpuff Girl. It was red, it was a certain length, and there was a big black belt in the middle, and it was giving Roxanne Powerpuff Girl realness. And I'm talking Roxanne the song.
So this kind of reminds me, we were watching a Filipino movie a while back, Campus Girls, and one of the characters, I believe it's Vina Morales' character.
Yeah.
She's wearing a red dress, and her mother starts screaming in the street, "Why are you wearing a red dress? Why?" And like people are holding her back, and she's just hysterical because her daughter's in a red dress. I understand. Like, even in America, like, we can understand that red is a seductive color. Yeah. So if you see someone in a red dress, that can mean something.
Yeah.
But does a red dress in the Philippines just mean...
You're a harlot? Yeah,
because, I will say, in the promotional photos for My Husband's Lover...
Lally's wearing a red dress.
Yes.
No. It... I don't know why... Although I will say, I think in the context of Campus Girls, the mother was crying because she's wearing the exact same red dress that the aunt who was a prostitute was wearing.
Oh.
Yeah. I think you're right. It is like shorthand in movies that when you wear a red dress, it's the harlot's dress.
Okay.
But I think in the context of My Husband's Lover, the promotional photo, I think she's just wearing red because it's celebratory.
It does look nice.
Yeah.
The next morning, Sandra returns with a male suitor and supplies for her children. The show then cuts to 2002. Sandra is escorting one of her male suitors out, but is met by the man's hysterical wife. A big scene erupts, and this is the breaking point for Ate, who tells her mom off and runs away.
Yeah. And a funny thing, I just want to point out that in 1991, the big sister, there was a stark difference between 1991 Lally and 2003 Lally. In 1991, Ate Evelyn was the tall one. As you get through the show, you're going to find out Lally is now the tall one. She's the prettier one. She's the classier one. She's got everything.
Yeah, she had a growth spurt, among other things.
All of a sudden, like, she hits an age and then all her hair just starts falling into place. And we can't say the same for Ate Evelyn, and we'll find out why.
In the next scene, Sandra and Lolly find Ate shacked up with an older man. A kuya, if you will. And she is obviously pregnant.
Yeah, how long was she... Like, how long was she gone?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be time had passed, but it does feel like it was like later that day.
No. It didn't feel later that day. I was wondering, like, if, like, the next time you saw her and she was that pregnant, like, how long did you, like, stop looking for her?
Ate stays with her man, and Sandra is devastated. Now Lolly is in a fancy private school. Mm-hmm. When she gets home, Sandra is not there. A neighbor informs Lolly that she's out working.
Yeah. She was like, Aling so-and-so, why are you making dinner? Oh, we should do this for every episode. Mm-hmm. I have to teach you, like, every episode I have to teach you, like, a Filipino word or, like, an idiom.
Okay.
She calls that lady, like, let's say her name is Aling Presi. Aling Presi.
What is Ali?
Yeah. When you say ale, it is still like a term of respect, mm-hmm. but there's a lot more distance to it. And also, I feel like it mostly applies to, like, much older women.
Ale.
Yeah, like old lady. Like,
that's not nice.
I mean, well, ale.
Ale.
And she says aling. It's the NG is like a connector. Like, oh, you know how sometimes we end certain words with NG.
Yeah.
In Filipino.
It's like sometimes ko is kong.
Yeah.
Ale. Cool. I'll remember that. All right. So after she finds out that her mom is working, she goes looking for her mom. And to Lolly's surprise, she finds her mom working as a janitor. They have an emotional moment where Sandra tells Lolly basically something along the lines of, I'm giving you the foundation to stand on your own in case a man ever leaves you. This causes Lolly to truly understand the sacrifices her mom has made for her, and she excels in school. Yeah. Even when vicious neighbors make rude comments to Sandra, she just responds by reading out Lolly's report card.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
What is the grading system in the Philippines? Because in America, it's A, B, C, D, F. In this, she was saying
Uno,
1.5,
yeah.
Uno.
Yeah.
So what is, because in America, those numbers, that would be a GPA, and no one's going to brag about a 1 GPA.
It depends on the school. Mm-hmm. The one I went to for my undergrad, which is the same school that Vincent went to, it's closer to the American style. Like a 4.0 is an A, a 1 is a D. In other schools, they reverse it where 1 is an A.
Well, because she got a 1.5.
1.5 would be like an A or like an A minus.
Oh, so 1.5 is worse.
Yeah. Oh.
Bad like, Lolly.
Yeah. Like,
what's with that 1.5 Lolly? Well, it's good to know that there's somewhere in the world where I would have had a 4.0 GPA in high school. Anyways, next scene is at a party where Lolly meets her friend Vicky, who is... how would we describe Vicky? I just said a lot, but we don't really get to see much of her in this episode, but she's in it throughout the series, and she's always at a 10?
She's always at a 10. She's the id. She is the id, and
she's the one that says the quiet stuff out loud.
Yes. Which is what you want in a best friend character. Like you wouldn't want a best friend character who is all passive.
True.
That is not the function of a best friend character. The function of a best friend character is to get you to
in like, the right direction.
Yeah, to like speak your inner monologue. So in the context of like Filipino society, mm-hmm. she would be known as babaeng bakla, which the immediate translation would be female gay man. It's not that she is a hag, because as we will find out over the course of the show, she does not have gay friends.
Which is very surprising with this character, because you would think that this character was like raised by queens.
Yes. However, that's not necessarily the case in the Philippines. There are women like this who are like, they are the loudest voice in the room. They're the ones you want at the party. And it's just that she is a woman who behaves like a gay man. And it eventually does lead to them getting like a swarm of gays the older they get.
Interesting. I think there's going to be a future episode where we can expand on this topic more because I definitely have questions. At this party, Lolly also meets the dashing Vincent. He is so handsome, in fact, that when Lolly makes eyes across the room with him, she accidentally spits her drink out on someone. Luckily, Vince finds this adorable. He approaches her, they chat, and when he makes her laugh, she snorts. Again, he finds this adorable.
Yeah. I do want to like contextualize this. I don't think it's a party.
It's a club?
It's a club. It's a club with like... It's a club with like the ugliest ugliest looking drinks.
I'm sure it was just like fruit punch.
Yeah, no, it was fruit punch, but like they decorated it not with a slice of mango, not with an umbrella, but they had like those foil streamers.
Yeah.
Like, I remember what those things smell like. I don't want them anywhere near my nose. So like don't put it on a drink.
Well, okay, so here's something that I find interesting. You told me that when we were in the Philippines, we were actually down the street from where that scene was shot.
Yes. That's where I had my first speed dating event. It was a gay speed dating event. I saw the ad for it and I was like, how are they going to pull this off? Because you know that like speed dating, one gender is sitting down and the other gender switches seats. Mm-hmm. With a gay speed dating event, like it's not a tops and bottoms. Like you're going to want to meet every single person in attendance. So I had to know how they were going to pull this off, and they didn't. And it was only thanks to a gay mathematician who was there trying to date as well. And I remember those stares distinctly because of how interesting that night was.
That's a lot to unpack.
That is, yeah.
Well, the point I was trying to make is, in America, most shows, especially soaps, are shot in studios. They're built.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming in the Philippines, everything's on location.
Yeah. For some reason, sets are saved for sitcoms and variety shows. They don't really do sound stages for dramas.
Interesting.
Which only serves to their detriment, I feel, because shooting on location in the Philippines is murder on sound. Tricycles, motorcycles, chickens. Those are things you have to compete with when you're doing live sound in the Philippines.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, in the next scene, we meet Vincent's parents, Armando and Elaine. Elaine, played by Kula Desma.
Koo.
We love Koo in this house.
The tightest bun.
Oh, yeah. So this was my first introduction to Koo, and she's wearing, I think, pretty much the entire series, this bun that is so, it looks like it's hurting her. The bun is so tight. So when I saw her out of this character with her, like, with her
signature hair, and her signature hair, for those of you who don't know, it's like, it's parted in a specific part of her head. And
it's fabulous.
Yeah, one side is more voluminous than the other, and it frames her face perfectly.
It is fabulous.
Yeah.
Unlike Lolly, Vincent and his family are very well off. When Vince gets home from the party, or from the club, sorry, he makes small talk with his parents. That's when they say they found out Vince's cousin is gay. Mm-hmm. We'll be talking more about this cousin in the future, so I'm going to be pretty vague about that, because we're going to have some discussions about this cousin.
Yeah. Anyway. There is a lot to be said about this cousin.
Yeah.
But again, this particular scene is very triggering for me. Like the way Vincent's father talks about gays just makes my blood boil. And like, I didn't realize, Like, this is going to be a very interesting rewatch. Like, this is going to be a very interesting like watch along podcast, because I am feeling it. There might be moments where I might just like cry while watching. I don't usually cry while watching stuff, but it's like, it's the idea of like that, like I'm past that. Like this was something that I fled from. Mm-hmm. And just to watch it all over again, just to watch it unfold like that, it's just so triggering. It's like I feel like I'm trapped again.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Basically, his parents go on and on about what a disgrace the cousin is and their poor Tito for having to deal with this. And while they're blustering about the baklas, mm-hmm. they're completely oblivious to the fact that Vincent is tearing up.
Yeah. And girl, same. That is where I was. It's the silent anguish while like the world goes on around you, and it's like eating you from within.
See, this is why I like soap operas. No, I'm being serious. Like, because I get a lot of flack for watching soap operas because people who don't watch soap operas have an idea of what they are. And there is that element to it. It is very high drama, lots of tears, a lot of over the top. But they capture things in a way that other shows, other genres don't. And that's a good example right there.
Yeah.
Anyways, Vincent continues to court Lolly, and after a romantic day out, they watch the sunset on the beach. Lolly explains that she hates sunsets because they remind her of her father abandoning his family. Which is like
all sunsets?
All of them?
Like every day must be torture for you. Like
Vincent gifts her with a Sorry. Okay. Vincent gifts her with a ring and says something along the lines of they'll make new memories.
Yeah.
When Lolly gets home, she lies to Sandra about where she's been, which it doesn't seem reasonable that your daughter, who is an adult at this point, because I think they say she's 19.
Yeah.
It's unreasonable for her to not be around men.
Sandra was a prostitute. She has a distrust of men. I feel like prostitutes, a sexual partner that you pay for, mm-hmm. will get all the dark. She sees any man from any walk of life, nice guy, young guy. What are you hiding? What is your, I can only when I'm sniffing your toes, you know?
Oh God.
You know, like, right?
Yeah. Fair. The next scene, we have Lolly watching Vincent play a basketball game. The eagle-eye viewers out there will see one of Vincent's teammates, played by Victor Bassa, looking rather displeased. After Vince drops Lolly off, he meets Victor Bassa, who plays Dave, at a club. Dave is very drunk and very upset.
He didn't. I kept saying this while watching the scene. He didn't even finish his calamari. There were 2 pieces left, and for Filipinos, you do know that only happens when you're sharing like a plate of food. You will always leave 1 or 2 pieces because you don't want to be the one who like eats my dad calls it the piece of shame. Because if you eat that, you're the glutton. You're like, you can be made fun of for eating the last piece.
God, did I do that in the Philippines? I'm trying to think now.
Well, you're American. The rules don't apply to you. Also, all the beer bottles, even at the club earlier where Lally was, if people were drinking beers, they would be wrapped in napkin so to hide the labels.
Oh.
And like in the context of like drinking in the Philippines, like I can imagine that for 1 bottle, but I feel like the longer the night goes, the waiter's gonna know like you don't need the napkin, or like maybe he ordered a bucket and you don't put the napkins around the beer if you order it by bucket.
Here's the thing. Sometimes when you have a show, mm-hmm. that doesn't have all the abilities.
The sponsors.
Yeah, you don't have the sponsors. You don't have this show definitely has sponsors. I'm pretty sure Penguin was a sponsor.
Yeah. Penguin clothing.
Yeah. A lot of Penguin clothing, which takes me back. No, but here's the thing. Because there's an American soap opera called Days of Our Lives. And around the time of My Husband's Lover, probably a few years earlier, they were, I think, struggling financially. So they did product placement sometimes. And it was very jarring. Like literally in the middle of a scene, someone would all of a sudden start talking about Cheerios.
Yeah, no, wasn't it like General So's orange chicken?
Wan Chai Fairy, thank you very much.
Wan Chai Fairy.
These are on YouTube. You can check them out. And, there was a lot of flack and it was very awkward. But if this is what the show has to do to keep making the content that I want to watch, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So if there's an unrealistic thing about napkins around beer bottles, I will look the other way.
Yeah.
I
mean, yeah, feel free to do that, but I'm like,
yeah, I know this isn't your bag, baby. I get it. I am the one that watches this type of stuff.
I got to point it out.
That's fine. Aside from the calamari and the napkins around beer bottles, the other thing you realize in this scene is that Vincent and David have history that goes beyond friendship. But Vince is ending it because he's with Lolly now. Dave is devastated and Vincent leaves. By the way, did I tell you this has nothing to do with the show?
Sidebar.
Did I tell you I follow Victor Bassa on Instagram. On one of Victor Bassa's stories, he was selling an office chair. And I don't mean like he was promoting a brand. It was, does anyone want to buy my office chair? Send me a DM. And I was like, I want Victor Bassa's office chair. Like that's kind of a cool story. It took everything inside of me not to DM him and be like, do you ship to America? If not,
or
I'm calling up your sister. Hey, you know how you send us care packages every once in a while? Can you fit an office chair in one? Anyways, moving on. In the next scene, we see Vincent begging Lolly to have sex, and she finally agrees.
Make him feel like a man.
Yeah. He is letting Dave know that whatever was between them is no more, even though he's not in the room.
Yeah.
Of course, Lolly ends up pregnant.
Yeah.
So first they tell Vincent's parents. Armando is ecstatic. Elaine, not so much, especially when Vincent says he wants to marry Lolly. And she's not being unreasonable. She's like, you're 19. Like, don't do this. You're still in school, blah, 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 blah. But he's like, no, I want to do the right thing. I want to marry her. In the next scene, they go to Lolly's mom and tell her. And Sandra handles it, well...
No. Not well.
Is a way to say it. She gets hysterical.
She gets the telenovela wail.
Yeah, she's screaming, she's crying, she hits Lolly, and eventually she disowns her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's the thing about Sandra. In my opinion, Sandra is the drama.
Yeah.
I understand that the show wants her to be like, it's showing all the sacrifices she's making for her kids and this and that. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it does feel like Sandra thrives on drama. And you're going to see this throughout the series. She's never painted as the problem, but watching it, I go, you handle things in a way that is it's so unhelpful. I don't know. This scene just drove me nuts because I understand why she's hysterical, because all of the sacrifices she put in to her life and all the things she did that she did not want to do to make sure that her daughter has a better life. But she does not calm down. She does not go to the wedding. And I mean, this isn't exactly a spoiler because I think we find this out within the next episode or two. She is not in contact with either of her kids for pretty much a decade. And there's no reason for it. It's not like it's not like Lolly cut her out of her life and things like that. So it's like, why are you doing this?
You turned out just like me, so I'm not talking to you anymore.
Yeah. Now, this is a question I have for you.
Yeah.
Because it's not even implied. This is what happens. She does quit school.
Yeah.
So, which is why Sandra was hysterical. It's like all of the stuff I've put so that you can get an education. And maybe I'm coming at this from an American point of view, but there was no reason for her to quit school. I mean, she's married and now living with a family that is very well off. I mean, this is a family that could have a yaya in every room if they wanted to. So is this a cultural thing that is going over my head that like women with kids do not go to school? Like you go, like if you have kids, you're done.
I think what it is Sandra was paying for her tuition. Mm-hmm. Sandra cut her off. She's not paying for tuition anymore. Armando and Elaine are certainly not going to pay for her tuition.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good point, babe.
Yeah, but I know. Like, I'm not the soap guy.
I know. But in this scene, while the family is outside, it's Vincent, his parents, Lolly, and Sandra's going hysterical, and she's hitting the Lolly, and I'm leaving. I'm never talking to you again. And she slams the gate, and by the time she's like running into the house, Elaine is
already in the car.
She's already in the car. She's like, whatever. Like this is wrapping up. It's hot out here.
Yeah.
But it was hysterical. I never noticed that. But I mean, and it's so perfect to her character. Like she does not give a about Lolly or her mother, and she is in the car. So that leads us to the end of the episode where we're back at the wedding. We're now in 2003 again. And after they get married, they're doing a photo shoot outside where Vincent spots Dave lurking about. He excuses himself and confronts Dave. While they're having a confrontation, Vincent's dad and Lolly begin to wonder where Vincent went and sets out to look for him. Vincent and Dave's argument is about to turn into a kiss, but his father and brand new wife are about to find them. Will they get caught?
Dun, dun, dun.
And that is how episode 1 ends.
Play musical sting.
Depending on whether you're watching it on air or the DVD version or the YouTube version, you're going to get different songs.
Yeah, if you get the DVD version, you're going to get Coup.
Mm-hmm. Singing One More Try.
Yeah, and if you get the YouTube version, you're going to get Jonalyn Verai.
Singing This Is Not Goodbye.
So let's do like a quick favorite thing and least favorite thing off the episode. And we'll call this segment This Husband Loves. And conversely, This Husband Hates. So this husband loves that first shot of Lolly exiting the car.
It's a good shot.
Yeah, from her. So this is at the wedding. The first scene. It's raining, ironic, on her wedding day, and a car pulls up. The bridal car pulls up. The door opens, and 3-inch, 4-inch heel.
Yeah,
4-inch, immaculate looking white and silver shoe. Like I'm not even a foot guy. Like.
Or a woman guy. But like, it was such a beautiful shot, and it slow-mo hits the ground, and like the water splash, like splish, like a beautiful splish upward before she enters the church. Mm-hmm. And like in real life, I would never want that to happen on my wedding day. Like I'm not getting trench foot on my way down the aisle. But what a beautiful shot. This husband loved. Oh God, I love so much about this episode.
You got to pick one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fair. Oh God.
Yeah. Could be anything. Could be a person.
This is going to sound terrible because it's going to sound really mean, and I'm almost afraid to say it. But I love, not that you were triggered by it.
Yeah.
But I love that this show is able to get viewers who have experienced being gay in the Philippines to have the emotions. Like I said earlier, a soap is not just a vapid melodrama. A soap can really get the feelings out. And this is a good example.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that it was hard for you to watch, and I'm sorry that you felt that. But also, I think it's really good that a show can make a viewer feel that. Mm-hmm. That is good. That is a good show.
Yeah. And on the other side of the coin, this husband hates Armando.
Well, you hate him from episode 1.
Yeah. Ugh. It's the blatant homophobia. And you know that, like, it's guys like that who, like, their homophobia stems from a fear of getting hit on, when in reality, like, honey, there are hotter men than you. Ugh. I know men like that. Like, I know Filipino men like that. It's just comically delusional.
Yeah.
But the hatred is very real and very dangerous.
This husband hates? The only thing that I hate, and this is something that I would have, like, I don't understand their thought process of doing this, but the show is called My Husband's Lover.
Where's the lover?
Do you notice that Dennis is not in this episode? It's very, like, why would you do that? I mean, because also it makes it look like his lover is Victor Bassa.
Yeah.
Who does have a recurring role throughout the series, but he is not
the lover.
He is not the lover.
The lover in question. And also, remember when while watching the show, I was like, where's the husband? Where's the husband? Like halfway into the episode, like, we don't even see the husband yet. And maybe it is that I am more westernized. Like, even back then, my background, my influences were all Western. We're all white people.
And then he married one.
And then I married one. It's cut to the chase. You gotta make your point in your opener. And the monologue was not even about the lover. The monologue was about her mother.
Right. Do you want to hear my theory?
Yeah.
Okay, I could be wrong, but my theory is it's a way to capture the straight viewers, because they are still going to be the majority viewer. So they have to focus at least the beginning of the show on a straight person.
Yeah.
Specifically a female, because I'm assuming it's the same in the Philippines. Novellas are predominantly watched by females and gay men. It's kind of a bait and switch. Mm-hmm. There's a Lifetime movie that came out about 20 years ago, maybe a little longer, called Change of Heart. And it's about a woman finding out that her husband is gay and has a lover. It's My Husband's Lover.
Yeah.
It is her story. It is all about her journey of dealing with the situation. It's a great movie. Yeah. I really like it. But it is not the husband's story. This show is very much Vincent's story.
Yeah.
But I think they can't hit the ground running with that. So they have to start the show off framing it like it's Lolly's story.
Yeah.
And, she does have her own journey, and, she does have her own scenes. But I would say Lolly is third in the tier of main characters. It's Vincent, Eric, then Lolly. But I think if they started with Vincent, I don't know if they would have been able to keep an audience.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Also, yeah. Carla was the draw. This was her return to primetime, and
good point.
And Tom was the breakout star.
Right.
No one knows who he is yet.
Well, now this is Wikipedia. I did not further this research, but according to Wikipedia, Dennis was offered the role of Vincent, but he wanted to play Eric.
Which makes sense, because he was the
get.
He was the get. And if this is him, because it could mean many reasons. Like, it could be that he thinks Eric is more of a challenge. We don't know. But it worked out for the best, because
Tom Rodriguez is the perfect Vincent.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have the vast majority of Filipino actors, but he is perfect for the role.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that this role was not written with him in mind is surprising. I could not picture other actors. I'm picking them in my mind and, other ones that I've seen. I can't picture them getting the very specific type of vulnerability that Vincent has. Like Vincent has, it's almost, it's so hard to explain, but like there's this level of tense when he delivers lines that I don't think other actors would have been able to deliver that way.
Yeah. It also could be the network taking baby steps with Tom as a bankable star because they don't know if he can carry a show yet.
Yeah.
You start with the get, and then you introduce him, and then you sandwich him with the other get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
So that's how we're going to be doing this series. We're going to recap an episode. We're probably going to start with some sort of topic, and then we're going to go into the recap, and we're going to talk about things that pop into our mind while we're doing that.
Yeah. Next week, do they kiss? Or will Armando and Lolly catch them?
Okay, so that is it for this episode. We'll be dropping an episode every week until we hit the end. We're really going to do 94 episodes.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, what else are we going to do?
What else are we going to do?
I always like to end these things by saying, until next time.
Can you say paalam?
Okay, fine. Paalam po.